Have you ever wondered why every phone in your life runs either iOS or Android? The short answer is that these two systems didn't just win the market, they reshaped it so completely that nobody else really had a chance to catch up. Let's break down how that happened and why the duopoly still holds almost the entire global market today. First, the big picture. iOS and Android control around 96 to 99% of the mobile operating system market. That number alone tells you how locked in the ecosystem has become. But it didn't start that way. The early mobile world was full of competing systems like Symbian, BlackBerry OS, Windows CE, and a handful of smaller experimental platforms. Back then, phone software felt like the Wild West, and no single company had a roadmap for what we now think of as a modern smartphone. The turning point came in 2007 when the iPhone showed up. It wasn't the first phone with a touchscreen, but it was the first phone that made touch actually feel natural. Apple ditched physical keyboards, pushed the capacitive touchscreen, and introduced a design meant for fingers, not styluses. But the real shift happened in 2008 when Apple launched the App Store. For the first time, developers had a simple way to build apps, publish them, and reach millions of users instantly. This created a massive wave of software innovation, and people started to expect their phones to behave more like tiny computers. Google saw this shift happening fast. In 2008, they released Android as an open-source operating system built for touch and built for the future app economy. That open model changed everything. Instead of building one phone like Apple, Google allowed basically any hardware company to use Android. Samsung, HTC, Motorola, Sony, and dozens of smaller brands jumped in. This flooded the market with Android devices across every budget and screen size. If you wanted a $120 smartphone or a high-end flagship, Android had something for you. That diversity made its market share explode. Once iOS and Android became the dominant platforms, they locked users in with ecosystems. These ecosystems are sometimes called walled gardens. Apple built a world where your iPhone talks perfectly with your MacBook, iPad, Apple Watch, AirPods, and iMessage. Everything is smooth as long as you stay inside the walls. Google did something similar on Android using services like Gmail, YouTube, Google Maps, and Google Photos. The more you used their apps, the harder it felt to switch to anything else. This ecosystem lock-in is a huge reason the duopoly is still unbroken. Even if a new company built a brand new operating system today, they'd face an impossible barrier. They wouldn't be allowed to ship the apps people depend on.